Hey guys, so little video again, another detail tutorial of how to make a Kydex sheath. This time for a little trickier blade with this very white K-bar board hook and this very white beginning of the handle. It's gonna be a little different, and this time I'm also gonna show you the way I do my straps with the nylon webbing, the really nice attachment for the Kydex. So first things first, we have the knife. You take the Kydex sheath, colors which you want to use. This time my friend Jay wants to use double color, gray, gunmetal gray and black. I cut the pieces to about 3/4 of an inch longer from each direction of what I need. So 3/4 of an inch or 3/4 to an inch more here on both sides and also on top. That gives me options to play with it and, you know, to sculpt it to not only work good but also look pretty. What I'm gonna do here, if you've seen my video before, cutting the Kydex is actually very easy. All you do is you take the X-Acto blade or the, you know, these utility knives, and wherever you want to make that straight cut, you just cut it across. You make a little shallow cut and it just easily breaks off. I don't have a piece here to show you without ruining this, but very easy. Or you can use also, if you want to do shortcuts and some turns, the regular snips, metal snips, they work perfect for it. Very good tool for Kydex work. What we're gonna do now, set up the blade into the position what I would like, you know, nicely into the center. Take the marker, take the ruler, and we're gonna start marking the rivets. We want them to be 1.5 inch apart, because 1.5 inch is the dimension of the tack-lag holes here. They're 1.5 inch apart from center to center. That's what you want to keep your rivets, you know, the dimensions, so you can mount the tack-lag everywhere, you know, to every pair of rivets for whatever reason. Same goes for the molly lugs, they have 1.5 inch spread, and it's just good universal overall dimensions to keep it. I would say don't save. If you want to do this, don't save on rivets, put them everywhere. I've seen people do the you know, the taco sheets, the bend over sheet with rivets just on this one side, and they did like 4 rivets in the whole sheet. Don't do that. Don't save money on it. They are not that expensive, and the more holes you have there, the more options for tying, lashing, securing, or, you know, mounting it to something it gives you. So I always starts from the bottom. I'm gonna try to do this here. The center of the blade will be the center of the 1.5 inch here, so it's gonna be 3/4 of an inch here in the center. That will be my 1 and 2. So I have first 2 marks, and from here I'll be marking 1.5 inches, copying the shape of the knife. So it's 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 and 1.5. You see, there it comes up to the nice straight line, and here again I will be copying the blade, so this will have a little sweep to it. 1.5, I keep turning it to copy the blade. 1.5, and 1.5. You see, I end up below the handle. That's where I want the first for the last rivets to end this time, and then once I mold the sheet, then we will set the last pair of rivets to the desired retention we want. So we have these guys here. I'm gonna clamp these 2 Kydex together so they don't move. I will drill the first 2 bottom, you know, I clamp them like this with my clamps like this. Take the drill. I'm gonna drill these first two rivets without these two sheets moving on each other. Then I'll take the two rivets and I'll set them in. After the two rivets are set, that means these two plates cannot move. So I will drill the rest of the holes and set the rest of the rivets in. Alright, so I'll show you in step by step now. Now, a lot of people ask about this. What thickness of the Kydex do you use and what rivets do you use for it? Because of the availability and the most common thickness, and also I like the stiffness of it, how strong it is. It's plenty strong, the price is right and everything. And the main reason, the most common, is the thickness 0.08 Kydex. That's the one you will see the most on the websites. Like I said many times, the website I use is knifekits.com. And you know, they have decent selection, they have plenty colors, some really fancy ones, they have even carbon fiber color. So you know, every of those fancy ones are more expensive, and some of them by a lot. They're like double price of the regular colors. But these regular colors are decent, you know, you pay like $5-6 for a sheet, and then you pay for shipping, so it's always better to buy it in bulk. 1/4 of an inch drill bit, that's what you drill your holes with, and then you use for this 0.08 Kydex, you use rivets that are called 8-8. That's the rivets you use for this thickness and this drill bit. That's the most universal one in my opinion. They have the smaller ones. I like the big ones because pretty much any screw you would want to use, the Chicago screws or the screws that comes with the Tech-Lock, they require this. So I recommend don't buy the skinner one, the smaller ones. Get this 8-8 rivets from, I think it's from CKK, and 0.08 Kydex. That's about it. If you wanna, you know, if you have money or you wanna do some really nice work, get something like this, these dies to set the rivets, or the cheapest version is the hand setter. It's that little kind of coin base, and then kind of pen shaped setter that you put the base on the base, set the rivet in, and you know, just with the hammer you bang with that setter on it. It does the job just as well, just not as pretty. You know, you can see that these are really, you know, they flared really nice. So that's about the only difference. The hand setter is about $10. Stuff like this will run you, I think, $35 I paid for this. This is originally for the original Kydex press. I don't have the press yet. Maybe in the future I'll get it. Maybe if I'll start making the sheets on a bigger scale. But they work just as fine with the hammer. They have one more different type for the hammer. You have a little base, then you have a little guide like a U-shape, and then you have kind of something similar to this, and it's held in place with the little U-shaped bracket. And you know, you put your Kydex in there, you lift this up, you put it in and bang it. Like I said, this is originally meant for a press, but I got this on recommendation from some other user. So that's about it. 8-8 0.08 Kydex, and you can see I drilled the base. Now I'm gonna drill the rest of the holes, set the rivets in, and we'll go to the heat gun. Alright, so you can see all the rivets are set. What I'm gonna do now, actually, so I don't have to heat the whole big sheet, you can see that this is all excess, so I can just cut it with these snips. You can see how these come handy. Just shorten up a little bit, still leave enough for your work after that, you know, so you can scope it nice, sand it down, and now we're gonna go to the heat gun and Kydex press. Alright, so as you can see, heat gun, that's the one difference from my last video about Kydex sheet. I finally got it. I don't know what I was waiting for. You can get them for $22, you know, any cheap heat gun will do, you know, it's really not a hard task. You're not running it for hours, so this should last you for years. What you're gonna do, put it on high, start heating it up, turning it around, wear gloves. It does get hot, you don't want to burn yourself, you know, you're not gonna get some serious burns, but it's not comfortable. So start heating it up real nice, evenly. Bigger sheets you might have to do in 2-3 times, because you cannot, sometimes you just can't heat up the whole thing nice and evenly. So sometimes it will take 2 or 3 presses, but it's not a big deal. This might be the case because it's a large area of the material I have to heat up, and it's kind of hard to do it, you know, all at the same time. So we'll see how it will work out. You can see it's getting softer here towards the top. Okay, I'm gonna put it in and press the top part of the knife. You can see it goes nice in. Slide it in for the top part where I would like it and put it in the press and close the press. Okay guys, as you can see, it's molding. I actually had to add one more layer of the foam because of how high, you know, the handle is, because normally this press is pressed like this low, you know, so there wasn't actually space to press it enough to press the Kydex because of the handle. So I actually had to add one more layer in there and do it over. And meanwhile, let me show you the press molding a little bit. It's the same setup as before, the video I have before. Only thing I changed was the wood. I originally had a 2x4 here. I changed it for this 6-inch wide 6x1, and I made it longer, so I have the leverage average, you know, lever average. Before it was only here, so that means there's a huge pressures here for these clamps. By me making it longer, I'm getting a little leverage action here, making it easier for my clamps. But it's the same setup, you know, just simple hinge here, the plastic base, built-in plastic base, glued into the wood, and then the foam glued on it, and then just the replaceable paper towel, that the thick one, just to prevent the hot Kydex sticking into the foam. It works better. I can always replace it, you know. You can see it's just sticked with the masking tape. If it rips apart, I'll just put a nice new one there. So that's about the Kydex press, little update. Okay, you can see the sheet molded really nice. The next step I'm doing is, I know I'm gonna be copying the rivets on the outside, but here I wanna have some kind of idea what shape I will do around the handle. And I know I have to get rid of this little step here, because the retention would be too crazy. I know just this part itself will take care of most of the retention desired, and also this little knob here. So what I will be going probably is copying this here, this way, going right on the edge of this little step here, down here, and nice little thumb ram like that. So I'll show you just real quick how am I grinding. Alright guys, so here I have my dirty room. That's my belt sander. It's gonna be loud, so I'll start the belt sander and I'll show you just a couple basic moves. I'm gonna be grinding it nice and evenly to get the nice straight edge. You get the idea, right? And once I'm done, I'll actually run the, to cut the edge nice and radial on the anchor. One way, another way. One way, another way. I clean off the burr, and what you would end up, let me do it faster. You send something down, nice and straight, right? And now, I'll do about 45-degree angle, run it this way, turn it around, you can see all the Kydex in there, I get rid of that, and again 45-degree angle, and like that, clean it off, and what you're gonna end up with is this, this nice and round surface on the Kydex. You see, the edges of it are nice and round. That's how you do it. So I will keep going without the camera, send all of this down nice close to the rivets, and just like I showed you here, around here, again, imaginations are your limits. Okay, as you can see, the sheet is molded. It was hell of a work, this one, let me tell you guys. See, I did the drainage hole here, and now you got really nice retention, nice positive clip. Blade is not going anywhere because it's holding here, you can actually see, and here. Just copying just the very beginning of the handle, because again, if I would go over this step, it would be almost impossible to pull out. This way, one click always helps with the thumb, and pull out. Sometimes it's very hard with these complicated, interesting shapes. It was a lot of work, I had to mold it a couple of times, but I got it done. Now another little tip for the Kydex making itself. See, it's just roughly sanded now, nice like this, and the outside edges, but you wanna get the inside edge nice too, because you can see you have these burrs there. I don't know if it's focused on it. So what I'm gonna do is take this X-Acto knife, utility knife, and just scrape it off, scrape the edges off to get the nice, oval edge. Where I can be scraping, I'll be scraping. Where I have to actually get with the edge to cut, I'll carefully cut it nice and round, just like so. Same on the other side. So you cut the edge nice. Where I can scrape, I'll scrape it to the radius. Kydex is nice and soft, so you can actually do it with the knife itself also, if you want to. Then you just peel all the burr off. Same down here. Scraping, and to the tight spot, cutting it off. Like so, and like so. So it feels nice, no sharp edges. Now you double check all the outside too. You can actually, if you want to go really fancy, you can take the fine sandpaper and sand it really nice. Then if you can pick it up, you have nice round edges, always this way, and then clean off like that. You can clean off the drain hole. You can see that sanded Kydex is going everywhere. And that's pretty much done sheet, just like you've seen before. And the next step will be the webbing, the nylon webbing, so I'll see you with that. Alright guys, like I said, the next thing is the webbing, nylon webbing. And what I'm gonna do is put it here, you know, measure it, and I'll see I need to cut it here. I'll take my knife, cut it, and then we do the next one down here, not probably here, this, yeah, here and here, so this will be the second one. There, burn the ends, melt the ends. And the last one is horizontal or in vertical. That one will run from here up here to create the belt loop and back down. This should be enough. Yep, right here. Again, melt it. And the next step is this. Okay, I got my 3 straps. I'll take my old screwdriver dedicated to the this task. Heat it up. And should be enough, and melt the hole through just like so. Make it nice and big and flatten it up, don't burn your fingers. So I'll end up with a nice hole like that. I'll do it on both ends and do it on all the strap the same way. They have to be big enough to fit the Chicago screw through. just like so. And also this one. Do it in ventilated areas, you know, all these fumes from melting plastic, you don't wanna stinky up your room or whatever. Just like so, this can go off. And now the next step is just take the Chicago screws. Oops, I got the new shipment here. I'll take the 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be 3 Chicago screws. First one comes this, the long one. Feed it through, put the nice head from whichever side you would like. Grab a flat head. Tighten it up as best as you can. It will let go, you know, squeeze that plastic, squeeze that nylon webbing. And now these two, here's the shorter one. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to catch the threads. You know, you play around with it until you get it. Yep, there we go. That's real quick. Oh, I actually missed it on the other side. Never mind, I can fix that later. Here, again, around. And there we go. You have your scout carry horizontal. If you go this way, you have a cross draw with your belt this way, or just regular nice belt loop, you know, up and down. You can, if you want, you can make this longer, put some kind of D-ring here to make it more, you know, drop it down a little, and that's it. I grew to like the cross draw. Scout carry and cross draw are my favorite, so you know, it's very universal. These straps give you option to mount a lot of different pouches into it, so it works out perfect. It's very easy, very cheap to do. If you want to do it yourself, I recommend it. And if you want to go fancy, you know, now I'm gonna cut this on the angle a little bit, again melt it down, so it will actually copy the curvature of the Kydex itself. So hope you liked it, guys.